like to introduce you to Dave Williams. Dave, I know Dave from MBT.
Yes, MBT is a family-friendly name for my group, Magic Bullet Theory. I once had to play for a group of fifth graders, and I didn't want to go, "Hi, this is Magic Bullet Theory," so I MBT. We're a jazz funk outfit, been around and together for a minute, and I do a few other bands. I spent a little time working with Mike Watt, and Mike Watt just tripped me out because, like, every time he had a new thought, he had a new project, and I found that to be efficient and fulfilling. So, like, if I want to do Latin jazz, I have Los Agitadores, my Latin jazz unit. If I'm doing straight ahead jazz with my trio, it's Dave Williams and his rhythm agents. And if I'm doing conductive improvisation, it's my group Not Quite Free, because it's not quite free,
Yeah, right.
And whatever I need to do, I was doing a different group a month, just for the heck of it, just to, play with different musicians, and get those thoughts out.
Have you always been a musician, or is this something that you knew when you were young, that you loved music, or did you
Yeah,
get...
all of that, the very, all of that, playing, drums on, Tupperware or whatever, or, singing. I learned a lot of music from watching TV. I am a very big fan of TV score composers. Mike Post. God, there's a few other guys, but like Mike Post was just so influential in the 70s and the 80s. Mike Post would write like the Rockford Files theme, or the Hill Street Blues theme. These things that would stick in your head, and then there were film. I watched a lot of TV.
And then you would just replicate it, or you would try to...
That type of stuff came later, because I didn't go to a music conservatory. I like to paraphrase a Quentin Tarantino quote where he goes I didn't go to film school, I went to films. And
yeah,
I didn't go to a conservatory. I listened to music, I played music, I wanted to pick it all apart. And I speak in archetypes and stuff to musicians or whatever. I'll say to a guitarist, man, I need that Jimmy Nolan West thing on that. And Jimmy Nolan is James Brown's guitarist, in the mid to late 60s. And he had a funk picking style that was very unique. But when he blew solos, he sounded like Wes Montgomery.
Yeah.
Or I'll say to a cat, I need that Ernie Isley, distortion, type of thing. And Ernie Isley is the youngest Isley brother. And the Isleys once took Jimi Hendrix on tour with them before Jimi Hendrix was Jimi Hendrix. And Ernie was at the knee of Jimi Hendrix learning this, so a few years later, Ernie, bang, down, down, or
right.
The signature sound, who's that lady, you know that,
Yep.
whatever. But
So you mentioned that you played at King Park.
when you start out with a wind instrument, it's hard, some people, if you were to blow into this thing right now, you think you ran down the street at the fastest, you could, and you're all out of breath, but you also sound bad. You don't automatically sound great. It's not you can hit a piano key and it's tuned and whatever or whatnot. When you're playing a horn,
do that day one. That's like, wow, that's like that's a long ways off. So you're out there struggling, and you know you get a lot of shut the F up, as motivation, people encouraging you, stop, whatever, whatnot. And there were some handball courts before they recently expanded, some of the stuff at Kings Park, and I would love, the acoustics of just, blowing my horn into a handball court. But of course, like everybody else, I was already weird, and now I'm doing, this, I basically, it took me over. It was what I wanted to do. It was the only thing that really interested, me, aside, I don't know, everything fell by the wayside, out playing rack 'em up or whatever at the ice cream parlor around the corner, playing video games or whatever. I still did a little of that, but like it just completely, it was the best gift I had ever received.
Yeah. And your mom, I know that you were very close to your mom, and she just recently passed. I know that's been really hard for you. She was, I'm sure, a real supporter of your music.
My mother, she was a great artist, and she also loved music, and like she had the perspective of being a black artist, and just dealing with that, because like, when you're a kid, kids are kids, and if you're not doing something that they think is cool or whatever, they'll completely shoot it down, and they're still shooting it down when I'm in high school or whatever. Sometimes you can have a culture of anti-intellectualism, let's just say that, and having different interests, like, you read this or you look at that or whatever or whatnot, like I've had other black people call me Kuta Kinte because I'm interested in black people, and then they call me Kuta Kinte as an insult. That's how dumb they are, some particular people. Kuta Kinte is actually the hero of the story.
Yeah.
And dealt with a lot of that, and my mother knew about stuff like that. Like, like people call you all out of your name, or, have questions about your sexuality or this, that, and the other. And sometimes it could really be discouraging, and that's what I had my mother for. And like, I didn't know 20 years later I was gonna be cool. Like all of that, stuff I heard growing up, I don't get that anymore, and I don't know, like, maybe this is out of context, but folks, don't hold on to that crap. Don't be like 50 years old and like, high school. Just don't do that to yourself. The past is dead. Some of those people are dead, and you shouldn't be letting ghosts like crush your dreams and aspirations.
Absolutely.
Or even living people, crush your dreams and aspirations. Like, I got weird hair now. I've always had weird hair, and, I've got these things, going all over the place. But like, little black kids, don't let that stuff bother you. Kids, period, don't let that stuff bother you. And that's all I got to say about that.
Right. Well, I'd love to watch you play at King Park sometime.
Well, like, it would be nostalgic, like, I love playing outdoors in Long Beach, especially because like people used to tell me to shut the hell up. Now they pay me in my band. You know,
And you
whatever.
grew up here? Were you born and raised here in Long
I
Beach?
wasn't born
Oh, okay.
here. I was raised in Long Beach, though. I was actually born in Chicago Heights, Illinois, and came to this area when I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Wow. And what high school did you go to?
I graduated from Milliken High School.
Okay. Nice.
Safety first, y'all. I was playing the horn.
Yep.
You know, like put up a little flash or whatever. And you've all seen the chart, like, you know, Dina's pretty safe, and I was tripping.
I mean, I'll tell you, I'd love to see you and MBT. Maybe we can come out and film your band play
Yeah,
sometime.
like, you know, get them cats together. Or, you know, I borrowed something from Miles Davis. He started using different musicians, you know, and it became this kind of collective, kind of like the P-Funk collective, but, you know, he called it, you know, Miles Stock Company players, you know. I think of folks as, I took the Marx thing, so like I call my little collective the means of production. You know, because like if we get together, we can do it all. Maybe that's what I want to say. Like, unity and synergy are great things, and like you can do great things in the arts. You can do great things, you know, culturally and, you know, socially. You know, people of common interests with common goals, you know, coming together. You know, I've survived that way artistically. You know, people who have my sort of attitude about it. You know, sometimes you can't tell people that you'll just go do something for the hell of it because like you love it or whatnot, because we live in a capitalistic society and they'll completely just like, you know, trick you out or whatever. So musicians, artists, whatever, we have to kind of hide that within ourselves. But like, we want to go do it. And, you know, I call it, we love this sport. You know, like, I like interesting, you know, if somebody tells me like, yeah, man, I got a gig at a train station. You know, the train comes in every 15 minutes and like you got a different crowd cycling through all the time. But like, you know, you got 3 sets. That's interesting to me. Somebody gets off a train and like
That's
my
cool.
band is blowing. You know,
That's
or,
awesome.
you know, or we do some, you know, back to the beach type of thing, or just set up. I like hearing about bands like War or Pancho Sanchez's band, or like Sublime or somebody. Those guys played everywhere, and that's the vibe I like. You know, like I want people, yeah, that guy. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know, I love it sometimes. Like, there's been several times where, like, you know, you come into Long Beach and the first thing you see is me, you know, or, like, you know, there's people that have to go pay their parking tickets or some kind of appearance in court that, like, hate my guts, but there's a sign with my face on the court.
Right. Yes.
And they have to
There
see
you
it
are.
every time,
There
you
you
know,
are.
to go deal with Johnny Law.
Oh, well, Dave, thank you so much for playing for us today and just answering some of our questions. I can't wait to see you again, maybe out in King Park or somewhere else here in Long Beach. That'd be
Dina,
cool.
call me up. I will be there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.